Okay, Bear family, today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin's price, and I'm going to involve you in some of the other thoughts. Basically, just to start off, we think Bitcoin is going to around the $7.5 thousand area, and that is going to be a very key point of support and resistance for us to check in on. And because of that, let's just dive right in. Okay, so basically what we're seeing right now, if we look on the charts, we've been following Bitcoin here for the last 2, 3, 4, and almost 5 years. It's been one hell of a ride. And one of the important things to note during these time frames is really recognizing the length that it takes for these markets to really develop themselves. Let's look at it like this. So for Bitcoin right now, one of the reasons why we think we're going lower, we're looking on the 4-hour chart right now. Currently what we see is we have not been able to break above the 314 simple moving average on the 4-hour multiple times here, 2-3 times we've hit it. So if we zoom in a little closer, it becomes a little bit more noticeable as well. And the reason why this is important is because this is, well, technical analysis is a mixture of ideas here. Really what we're trying to do is chart emotional behavior, and it's quite a difficult thing to do. It's not until we roll in the smaller time frames that we start to see this story unfold. And again, one of the interesting points here is that even though Bitcoin's price is going down, until we get to the $7.5 thousand area, 7.7, 7.8-ish, we don't know what's going to happen. This is a very critical moment that's coming, because if we bounce off that area and continue to go higher, it will validate our count of the 4th wave, and we will likely continue into a 5th, maybe even an extended 7th that will bring us upwards of $30,000 to $50,000. Huge price momentum in Bitcoin, and I also think from there then we would come back down to around 9 or 10,000 after a very sharp drop. The next thing I think that's really interesting to note here is the downside potential if we break below this $7,000 area. If we break below that, the entire bull market has been taken off the table. And what's interesting about that, it would line up with our previous conjectures about the price moving down into the thousands of dollars area. Now, whether Bitcoin does that or not is interdependent. On the weekly here, if we roll out and look at the charts on the weekly, we can start to see that there's a lot of, I'm currently sitting in log, so it's not going to help show this as much as I would like, but here we go. We've zoomed out, we're not looking at log anymore, we've got Bitcoin on the weekly, and we see a lot of, you got your 21-day simple moving average, or sorry, 21-week simple moving average around 7,400, and it's just about to break through the top part of the cloud. This is where I think we are headed. I think we're headed right to the bottom part of this cloud here to test the cloud, as well as this 21 simple moving average on the weekly. This would be a healthy test. Whether or not it does that is up to the charts. The other simple area that we can obviously see is actually at the middle of the cloud here at around 8,500. These are the two areas of support and resistance that we have to keep eyes on. Just as investors, traders, people that are interested in the market, most importantly, just for studying. Even if you're not actively trading or investing in these markets, Bitcoin and its 24 hours a day, 7 days a week market dissemination is for the first time ever something that we have never seen before. And that is a fully tradable, decentralized world for the most part. Although we are hitting snags with exchanges and we have to remember that this is a big fight, and we need to put 3 to 5 years more outlook onto the table before any of this really starts to make sense. In one of the Gary Vee videos I watched this morning, he said it very nicely, that we're going up against China, Russia, and the United States. And if all they have left is guns, they're not going to give up their power easily. And this is one of the things that's to be noted about Bitcoin. Now, as we broke above the cloud here the first time, we thought $13,000, we hit that, and then we've been coming down to retest. So even from the high on the weekly to where we are now, that's a negative 30% retracement. That's getting really close to the 30 to 40% retracements that Bitcoin has seen many times before. If we scroll down to $8,500 area, that's a 36% retracement, and around 7,700, that's approximately a 42% retracement. So these are the areas that I'm looking out for next. This is where I think we're going. We've been saying that in the private bear notes for weeks now. For weeks we've been saying as soon as we hit $13,000 that we're going lower. The only conjecture we had is if we broke out past that $13,000 range, which we obviously did not do. So, what does that mean for the rest of us, and where can we go from here? Well, first off, the best thing you can do is invest in your own education. That's one of the reasons why we opened the private bear den. It is a the amount of value that we offer in the private bear den is significantly higher than what we charge, to the point where we're going to have to start charging more, just because people don't generally recognize the value and the importance of the newsletter right out the get-go. Each piece that we work on is like a distinct thesis. There's a lot of time and energy that goes into this. But what we also want to do, one of the reasons why we have such a low price point, is because if we sent you an email, and for everybody out there in the bear den, paid, free, everyone in the ethos sphere of crypto trading, regular markets, if all you ever got from this channel was learning how to use a stop loss on any of your trades, that's worth more than 5 years upfront payment of the Arcane Bear Den at its current price. And all you would have to do is educate yourself on how to use a stock market limit. So we're gonna be doing videos, we're gonna be creating our own educational series, again, that's part of the private bear den, and we're just gonna be creating more free content for you guys as well. Some of the stuff we're gonna be diving into is like how to find a mentor, how to do your taxes, how to get away without paying taxes depending on what country you live in. Obviously, this makes a huge difference. You know, how to open offshore bank accounts. Is buying real estate important? We're gonna bring on more financial speakers as well as scientists too. We also like the scientific mathematical sphere, the way they blend together with the investment and economic space as well. Anyways, we'll keep the video short today. It's Teal with the Arcane Bear. We're gonna sign off for the rest of the afternoon, but I am gonna be working on producing just more videos to see what kind of content you guys like. So if you do enjoy this, give us those thumbs up. If you're new to the Bear family, please click subscribe and hit that little bell. That way you get notified anytime we produce content. If you have any ideas of things that you'd like us to look into, like how I found my mentors the first few times, which made a huge difference in the growth and the availability of the business that I wanted to run, and my acumen for realizing that success is not just about luck or about creating horrible business models. You can make a lot of money doing good for other people. Anyways, this is Teal with the Arcane Bear. I'm signing off for the rest of the day. And again, leave your comments below, because we're gonna start producing a bunch more content in the world of finance and investing, as well as, I guess, what we'll call it nomadic or adventurepreneurialism or adventure capitalism or adventure capital. I don't know, something like this. Anyways, thank you guys all for joining us. This is Teal with the Arcane Bear, and to the Bear family, please, please continue doing your thing. Love your family, your friends, keep going. It's always a hard world. There's always times when we're gonna fight and we're gonna disagree, but that's okay. Come back around, do what you love to do, and that's all just make sure you're trying to feel better every day. Go do the things that you want to do. If you want to climb mountains, go climb mountains. If you want to open a dog shelter, open a dog shelter. You need to pursue your passions. That will generally, happiness is worth way more than money, ladies and gentlemen. Even though money might be able to solve money problems, money won't solve happiness problems. Although it does help. Let's not forget that it does help. Here with the Arcane Bear. Woo!